On the news tonight, Governor Soludo inaugurates Emeka and Bumi Anyoko Foundation Center in Obosi as Chief Anyoko marks 91 years. Anambra State Government pays examination fees for nature custodial center candidates. Federal government plans over $3 trillion energy transition. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu opposes establishing Palestinian state after war. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Details of the news, I am Priska Manko. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has described Chief Emeka Anyoko and his foundation as a resource base for future generations and intellectuals. Governor Soludo stated this at the 91st birthday celebration of Chief Anyoko, who is the former Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations. A.G. Cabanas's report is taken from our studio.
Event, the Emeka and Bumi Anyoko Foundation Center, Museum, Library and Philanthropy were officially commissioned. The center, established by Chief Anyoko and his wife, Bunmi, is located in Obosi, Idemili North Local Government Area of Anambra State. Governor Soludo, while performing the function, promised to back the Anyoko Foundation Center through an endowment fund and described Chief Anyoko as one who has lived a life of impact, dedicated to public service and humanity. He stressed on the importance of acknowledging and celebrating heroes during their lifetime and applauding their contributions to humanity. According to the governor, his administration focuses on improving human capital development through policies and programs that support free education, healthcare, and less privileged, even as he used the opportunity to encourage wealthy individuals to invest in community development, including channeling resources towards promoting activities in government schools and public services.
60–70% of the success of anything starts with the soundness of the idea. And if it is sound, we've got to think it through. And this center will enable us in these various areas. And I'm particularly also struck by the fact that you're going to be supporting the less privileged in terms of their education. Human capital is very, very critical.
The director of the center, Ms. Oluchi Nguzoro, said that the center houses a museum, library, archives, among others. Chief Anyoko, in a vote of thanks, thanked God for the gift of longevity to attain age 91, adding that the center is a testament and fulfillment of a shared dream between himself and his wife to encourage reading culture and learning within the community.
Today's commissioning of this center is a fulfillment of a dream that my wife and I have had for many years. I've always wanted to support education of our young people and indeed also our adults. And by providing a library here, we hope that the library will assist the young people and the adults in acquiring reading culture.
The event was attended by former Governor Peter Obi, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Ernest Ezadue, Traditional Ruler of Onitsha, Igwe Nemeka Achebe, the Traditional Ruler of Obosi, Igwe Chidubem Iweka, among others.
Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has paid the examination fees for candidates of the Onitsha Custodial Center of the Correctional Services who sat for the National Business and Technical Examination Board General Certificate of Education and Technical Exams. This was in fulfillment of his promise to ensure that the inmates of the center left it better citizens than when they joined. Handing over the check of 1,220,000 naira for the 54 candidates, the Anambra State Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chimaude, pointed out that the gesture was in keeping with Governor Soludo's resolve to make better citizens out of the inmates after service. She urged the beneficiaries to make maximum use of the opportunity provided to better their lots. Earlier, the Controller of Corrections, Anambra State Command, Yusifo, appreciated Governor Soludo for the material and financial donations to the Onitsha Custodial Center. It was a massive influx of people into Ekulobia and Zenozo Society as 182 persons joined the prestigious society, including male children, were initiated into the society by their fathers. The 182 persons were initiated into the Zenozo Ekulobia during the 10th Njualo Umuchi Festival held at the village square, having completed the required rites for the title taken. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports.
Igbo land also title is meant for men who have attained a certain level in life and have achieved a remarkable feat for themselves and the society. But the reverse is the case with the Ekulobia community in Agwata local government area, where male children, including those that are within the age of 5 or below, can take this title as long as they have someone to bankroll them. During the Njualo Umuchu, out of the 182 persons that took the Ozo title, 5 Ozo Jiagu, another 5 Ozo Obweji, 2 Ozo Adama, and 179 took Ozo Nwa, which is the one given to the male children according to the tradition of the town. In an interview with the ABS shortly after the initiation ceremony, the Isinze Umuchi Chief Anselm Ezenwankwo said that the Ozo title is one of the titles given to people in Igbo land, and Ekulobia in particular, as a way of ensuring sanity in the community, as the holders are expected to always stand for the truth, fight impunity, and abstain from all forms of evil and the likes. He explained that they initiate infants into the prestigious Ozo society of the town to get them learn to love and cherish their culture and tradition from the tender age, as well as make them abstain and hate evil early in life for a better society. Earlier, the secretary of the Nzenozo Umuchi, Chief Ifechukwu Ezokoye, who read out an address on behalf of the group, explained that initiation of the male children into the Nzenozo Ekulobia helps in shaping the children to develop into responsible and useful persons in the community, saying that they are under the care, supervision, and mentorship of their respective fathers. One of the newly initiated Ozo title holders, Chief Chinedu Chiebue, with the title name Nze Oderachukwuma Nkembu Nekulobia, observed that title taking is very important as it helps in bettering the society, adding that he decided to take the Ozo title because of his quest to contribute his quota in the sanitization of the society, and promised to stick to the rules guiding Ozo Ekulobia and be an ambassador of peace and truth at all times. In separate interviews, a stakeholder in the community, Chief Emeko Keke, and a United Kingdom-based man who initiated his 3 sons into the Nzenozo Ekulobia Society, Chief John Kennedy Ezenwankwo, noted that Ozo title taking is one of the major traditions their forefathers handed over to them that they will never allow to go into extinction, pointing out that the title, among other things, helps to ignite peace, love, and unity in the community. From Ekulobia, in Agwata Council area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
A group of estate developers under the name Living God Estate has cried out to Anambra State government to come to the rescue as people of Umuazo Umogale village who allegedly sold plots of land to them and now disrupting ongoing developmental works at their estate. The Living God Estate developers revealed this while fielding questions from journalists as in 13 headquarters. ABS reporter Justice Onyemubi filed this report taken from our studio.
One of the developers, Mr. Anthony Ibabuchi, explained that the group bought the land in 2012, paid fully for the land, including all customary requirements and development fees, only for the sellers to surface in 2023 to lay claim on the land again, saying that it falls under compensatory land that government gave them. Mr. Ibabuchi said that the sellers told the developers that they must pay additional 2,162,000 naira for each plot of the land to the sellers, or else they will demolish the structures already put in place. there or they will stop the work. He added that since the developers refuse to go by the frivolous demands of the sellers from Umuogale village Oba, the sellers are now invading the estate, disrupting ongoing developmental works at the estate.
The matter is in the court, so it will be to the court, and after the first hearing, they also came into and stopped work in the estate and threatened to demolish all the building that we should pay them to 160, and failing to do so, and they will demolish every building in that area.
Another developer, Mr. Benjamin Chigozie, in his contributions, revealed that the case is already in court and they are at Zone 13 headquarters Ubo to notify the police of the issue, and wondered what compensatory land means.
October or November last year, they came and placed a paper that we must pay about 2,116,000 each plot in our estate. That if we fail to pay the money, then they will start a demolition in that estate.
In his remarks, Mr. Onyebuchi Ohajianya, who also belongs to the Living God Estate Developers, called on Anambra State government and good-spirited individuals to come and intervene in the issue, as they cannot fight the battle alone.
Let them come to our aid.
It will be recalled that Anambra State government has repeatedly called on the Anambra in diaspora to come home and invest to help develop the states.
The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Dr. Henneken Wobiri, has disclosed that Nigeria will spend a total sum of $3.1 trillion to transit from fossil fuel to cleaner and renewable energy. This was made known while Wobiri said that the nation had projected $1.9 trillion for energy transition plan, while $2.2 trillion was estimated for renewable energy plan in 2060, making a sum of $3.1 trillion altogether. He made this known at the 54th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. In a post on his X handle Thursday, the minister said he, alongside Vice President Kashim Shettima and other global leaders, had emphasized the nation's commitment to responsible fossil fuel exploration, leveraging cutting-edge technologies. He also highlighted that Nigeria's energy policies aligned with the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries' expectations, showcasing the country's dedication to sustainable practices. However, on the issue of transitioning from fossil fuels, the Wobiri said Africa, and Nigeria in particular, will not rely on aid and grants to transition to cleaner and renewable energy sources in 2060. A 2060 projected energy transition plan and renewable energy plan stands at $1.9 trillion and $1.2 trillion, respectively. Benjamin Netanyahu has rejected calls from the United States to take steps towards the establishment of a Palestinian state after the war and scale back its military offensive in Gaza. Comments by the Israeli Prime Minister drew a fierce rebuke from the White House, its principal ally. The tense back and forth flex a wide range between the two over the scope of Israel's war and its plans for the future of the besieged enclave. Netanyahu spoke yesterday after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Israel would never have genuine security without a pathway towards Palestinian independence. The White House earlier this week also announced it was the right time for Israel to wind down its devastating military offensive in Gaza. Netanyahu struck a defiant tone in a televised news conference, repeatedly saying that Israel would not halt its offensive until it destroyed Hamas and brought home all remaining hostages held by the militant group. He rejected claims of a growing chorus of Israeli critics that those goals are not achievable, vowing to press ahead for many months. Hamas has said it will not release any more hostages until Israel stops its military offensive, having freed women, children, and teens in a week-long ceasefire in November. The remains of late Lady Rosaline Anyora of Ofa Village, Aguluzibo, in Ano Cherkassi area, has been laid to rest at her husband's compound. Lady Rosaline passed away at the age of 80 and was the mother of Chief Arinze Anyora. The reports.
Mass, which took place at St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Agluzibo, was officiated by the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo. Notable dignitaries including Governor Chukwuma Soludo, represented by his Principal Secretary, Barrister Joaquim Aneto, former Anambra State Governor, Mr. Peter Obi, and the Senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District, Chief Victor Ume, attended the event. In his homily, Bishop Ezokafo highlighted Lady Rosalind's lifelong dedication to supporting and caring for seminarians, commending her devotion to Catholic faith and commitment to serving God and humanity. Bishop Ezokafo urged Christians to prioritize heaven as their ultimate goal and to live righteous lives to inherit God's everlasting kingdom. Some stakeholders from Nise and Nimo, Chief Emeka Ayatele and Chief Shimezie Reginald, respectively, expressed condolences to the bereaved family, encouraging them to find solace that Lady Rosalind lived a virtuous life. The children of the deceased, Chief Anyora, Mrs. Mary Anyekwe, and Mrs. Eziamaka Emegwalo, remembered their mother as a peace-loving and passionate woman. The event was concluded with dance performances and condolence receipts. Emmanuel Chibata for ABS News.
In a similar development, funeral ceremony of late Mrs. Antonia Nwakodo has been held in her compound of Unetiti, Aboja village, Oba, in the Demili South Council area of Anambra State. Late Mrs. Nwakodo was the mother-in-law of Mrs. Ngozi Ike Nwaka of Programs Department, Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS Onitsha, was aged 97. The reports.
The event, which was a carnival of sorts, attracted in-laws, friends, well-wishers, relatives, among other high-profile dignitaries who came to pay last respects to late Mrs. Nwakodo. In a homily, the officiating priest, Reverend Father Cain Maria Honora, who admonished the congregation to assess their lives and live in accordance with God's commands, as they will be like the dead someday, pointed out that death is the inevitable prize for every mortal. The clergy recall that through baptism, man died with Christ and will rise with him on the resurrection morning, and called on the bereaved family to follow their mother's footsteps.
If your mother is in heaven, it's a challenge, every one of you, that you yourself must strive to make that same heaven.
Speaking to the ABS, the sons of the deceased, Messrs. Obiora Nwakodo and Ikechukwu Nwaka, described their late mother as a courageous and hard-working woman who instilled the spirit of responsibility in them, calling on their siblings to carry on the good legacies she left behind. Her daughter, Mrs. Rosalind Ako, expressed gratitude to God for the success of the event, described her mother as a kind and generous woman, pace-setter, and a go-getter. She prayed God to grant her soul eternal rest. Her daughters-in-law, Mrs. Mary Nwakodo, Mrs. Ngozi Ike Nwaka, and Mrs. Ifoma Nwakodo, described her as a compassionate and hard-working mother, called on the family members to maintain peace and unity in the family, as exemplified by the life their mother-in-law lived. Others who bore testimonies of good life lived by late Mrs. Nwakodo include her grandchildren, Mr. Onyekachukwu Nodebe, Mr. Ogonna Nwakodo, relatives, Reverend Emmanuel Anosike, and Mr. Felix Namezie, among others, testified to the charitable life of late Mrs. Nwakodo and prayed for all to tap from her longevity. Condolence visit by in-laws, friends, and well-wishers added glamour to the funeral ceremony. From Aboji Oba, Ifunanya Nwankwo, reporting for ABS.
Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS on any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow on X at ABS Radio TV. And on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log onto our website. It's at www.absradiotv.com. To end the news this evening, a recap of the main point. Governor Soludo has inaugurated Emeka and Bunmi Anyoko Foundation Center in Obosi as Chief Anyoko marks 91 years. Anambra State Government has paid examination fees for Nature Custodial Center candidates. Federal government is planning over $3 trillion energy transition. Italy Prime Minister Netanyahu has opposed establishing Palestinian state after war. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. That ends the evening news at this time on ABS Television. Thanks for watching. I am Priska Wankwo. Good evening and have a wonderful night rest.